Right now, you probably know someone trapped in rented accommodation or living in substandard conditions, maybe even temporary housing, because this country is utterly failing to provide the social housing we desperately need. It's infuriating to hear politicians talk about wanting decent homes for everyone while simultaneously voting against crucial housing initiatives. The Labour leadership, under Kier Starmer, decided to oppose the government's nutrient neutrality plans, which they claim would have facilitated the construction of 100,000 new homes. So, why not get around the table and make this happen? They put forward an amendment that could have delivered on the promise, but the government wasn't interested. It's a blatant disregard for the pressing housing crisis, and it's unacceptable. Now we see a much larger battle unfolding, one that pits free speech against controlled discourse, innovation against regulation. This is the high-stakes showdown between Elon Musk and the UK government. Musk is not just some celebrity throwing shade, he's becoming a formidable player in this political drama. His trolling knows no bounds, and has recently turned his attention to the Labour Party, particularly targeting Starmer. He's been vocal, tweeting that the people of Britain are fed up with what he describes as a tyrannical police state. His words carry weight. They resonate with a public that feels increasingly stifled by government overreach. When Musk retweeted a petition about government overreach, it had only 1 million signatures at that point. Now, it's climbing to 2 million. This is not just a joke or idle chatter. It's a movement that the government will have to reckon with. His recent tirade has ignited the UK political scene, and we're not just looking at a petty celebrity spat here. This is an ideological clash that strikes at the very heart of British democracy. Musk has accused Starmer of releasing paedophiles while imprisoning individuals for social media posts, painting a picture of a two-tiered justice system under Labour's watch. These accusations aren't mere jabs, they are calculated attacks aimed at the core policies and values of the Labour Party. At the centre of this ideological showdown is the critical issue of free speech. Musk argues that Labour's approach to online regulation is draconian, threatening both innovation and personal freedoms. He's even gone as far as to label their policies as going full Stalin, suggesting a level of government control that's deeply troubling. Starmer's response to these accusations has been dismissive, attempting to brush off Musk's criticisms while citing positive feedback from other business leaders about the UK's investment climate. But this raises a crucial question. Is Labour genuinely addressing concerns about free speech and government overreach, or are they merely trying to salvage their public image? The stakes in this clash are rising, especially with Musk hinting at potential consequences for UK-Tesla relations. But it's the possibility of a $100 million donation to Nigel Farage's Reform UK party that could truly disrupt the established political order. Musk's criticisms, coupled with his potential backing of an alternative party, suggest a growing dissatisfaction with both major parties, painting them as out of touch with public needs. As dramatic as this showdown may seem, it's just the opening act. A new player is entering the ring. Farage, long dismissed by the establishment, is quietly amassing power behind the scenes. It's astonishing to see his rise from the fringes to a potential kingmaker in British politics. So, what's driving this sudden shift? Farage has skillfully positioned himself to capitalise on the growing discontent among voters. His transformation from Brexit figurehead to political powerhouse is remarkable. He's taken aim at Labour's immigration policies, arguing that they prioritise migrants over British citizens, a stance that resonates strongly amid the housing crisis. His blunt communication style, focusing on pressing issues like housing shortages and rising living costs, strikes a chord with voters who feel abandoned by the political elite. Under Farage's leadership, the Reform UK party is seeing a notable increase in membership, with many joining in direct response to the perceived failures of both Labour and Conservative parties. This growth isn't just a flash in the pan, it's indicative of a broader trend of increasing public interest in Reform UK's platform. But the question remains, is this surge sustainable or merely a temporary protest vote? Farage isn't just critiquing domestic issues, he's aligned himself with Musk's criticisms of Labour's online regulation policies, emphasising the importance of free speech. This further positions him as a champion of individual liberties against what he portrays as an overreaching government. The establishment is scrambling as Farage's message resonates beyond his traditional base. His increased media coverage and social media engagement highlight a growing public interest in his narrative, forcing both Labour and the Conservatives to reassess their strategies. However, the most significant danger could be the prospect of Musk's rumoured support for Reform UK. If it materialises, it could provide Farage with the financial firepower to challenge the two-party system effectively. The idea of a well-funded outsider party sends ripples of anxiety through Westminster as the next election looms. Farage is suddenly becoming a major player in UK politics, tapping into public frustrations and presenting himself as a viable alternative to the established parties. The UK's political landscape is shifting in ways that seemed unthinkable just a few years ago. Musk's clash with Labour and Farage's unexpected resurgence are more than political drama. They're symptoms of a deeper transformation within British democracy. As Prime Minister Rishi Sunak prepares to host an investment summit aimed at attracting billions, Musk's absence due to his controversial social media presence underscores the tension between economic interests and political ideologies. Experts are predicting that Reform UK could emerge as a significant force if current trends hold. This realignment isn't happening in a vacuum. Historical examples from other countries show how populist movements can lead to long-term changes in governance. As the next election approaches, British voters aren't just choosing between parties, they're deciding the future direction of their democracy. The choices made in the coming months could reshape the nation for generations to come, and it's a landscape that demands our attention.